Not too long ago, mate, Albo said this.
I agree with you, but people want the numbers cut back.
But they have been, Carl. They have been. They've dropped by 40%, the numbers. It's as simple as that. And we're continuing to do that.
He also said this.
I was telling fibs.
So I wasn't that shocked when I read the immigration numbers put out for 2025 on permanent and long-term arrivals. Not shocked at all, mate. Just disappointed that we were lied to again.
3, 2, 1.
So he told a turd.
He told a turd. Exactly right. So the net permanent and long-term arrivals by calendar year 2025 was the highest number on record at 480,520 for a calendar year ever.
That doesn't make sense after what he just said.
But it cut by 40%. It's like
Transparency.
he's running a sale at Dimmy's or something, mate. 40% off.
Oh, God.
Now, there'll be a lot of people out there who will comment about us looking at the wrong numbers, right? So let's clear that up. We shouldn't be looking at the net permanent long-term arrivals. We should be looking at net overseas migration. That's what they'll tell us. So allow me to bore you for a minute.
Well, you asked for it.
Net overseas migration measures actual population change based on a 12 out of 16 month residency rule. In other words, you have to stay for 12 plus months out of 16 to qualify in the net overseas migration number. It is measured on how long people have stayed in Australia. It is a lag metric that won't show an effect for at least 12 months. Net permanent and long-term arrivals is a more immediate measure that is the main indicator of where immigration numbers will end up. The biggest gap in this measurement is when an immigrant planning to stay 12 months or more arrives and then changes their mind after a short period of time and returns home. This number is built upon the intent to stay rather than whether they actually stayed or not, right? So that both numbers are a little misinformative.
Yep.
And let's face it, mate, there's plenty of reasons to come to Australia and then leave. Here's a few. Cost of living.
Yeah.
Lack of housing. Not as friendly as they thought. Harder to find a job than they thought.
Yep.
Dogs wandering the streets during the day and machete gangs wandering the streets at night.
I don't want to go to that place.
No, that's Australia, mate. Exactly right. But at the end of the day, the numbers continue to rise and continues to explode under Labor. So 2008 was the only year this number has reached 300,000 ever in the history of Australia. Until 2022.
What happened then?
Oh, Labor got in. And now in the last 3 years, 2023, 24 and 25 calendar years, nothing under 400,000 since. So shape it any way you like, the numbers are going up.
Yeah. Buying votes.
And here's the graph. So we can see 300,000 and then it fell right away during COVID, obviously. And then it started to come back and now it's exploded.
And what did they say? 80% of, is it 80, as much as 80% of the new arrivals vote Labour?
Yeah, but they can't vote for 4 years.
Oh, right.
Which is interesting. It's the ones that
That's
came...
strange. But didn't you say students who have been here for upwards of
4 years.
4 years?
Might be 5, actually. I'll double check and put it down the bottom.
Oh, I thought you'd said temporaries could vote.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, definitely not. No, you have to be a resident, citizen.
So
You have to be a citizen.
he's banking on the future then.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the ones from 2023, which was the biggest year other than this year, like
They'll
just gone,
be the ones voting for
they'll be
him.
able to vote next election. Exactly right. Now, while this has all been going on, mate, detached housing approvals have collapsed by as much as 15% in December 2025.
That's crazy.
Immigration up, detached housing approvals down. Multi-res units up. So this tells you how they want us to live going forward. The June quarter of 2025 was the weakest dwelling completion period in Australia for 11 years.
Yeah.
Houses are not being completed, mate.
Actually, the plan's looking much, much more obvious now, isn't it?
It is.
Stowers out with too many people, have a quick fix. Oh, we can build these quick
Towers.
little towers and get them all.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep.
Everybody runs into the towers.
15-minute city.
Never get out.
So while the national target of 240,000 new houses to be built in Australia last year ended up falling short, it only got to 174,000, mate. That's terrible.
Quite short.
Albo and Co will keep telling us that immigration and housing availability are not linked, but the numbers tell you something completely different, and that perhaps Albo is telling fibs after all.
I just don't want to believe it. He's our Prime Minister, for God's sakes. He has to have some integrity.
No. If anyone's interested, the 480,520 permanent and long-term arrivals were made up of 185,000 permanent migrants. 132,000 of them were skilled workers and 53,000 of them were partner, parent of residents or child visas. Where someone gets married, gets a visa, brings their children out, their parents out.
Skilled workers. We all need skilled workers.
Yes. Yeah. But 53,000 of partner, parent and child, that's quite a lot. 295,000 were long-term arrivals. So we used to have something called a 482 visa. That's been discarded and replaced by the SID or the SID visa, which is skills in demand. It's designed to provide a clear pathway to permanent residency in Australia. And this has been relaxed as far as requirements go for work experience, as one example. So you used to need qualification and 2 years work experience.
Yep.
Now you just need 1 year's work experience in that field to qualify for your SID visa and set you on your pathway to permanent residency. Never been easier, mate.
Wow, because it was really hard when I tried to get in the country.
Yep.
I couldn't get in the country.
No, it was, you had to have a certain skill set, and that skill set had to be in demand.
Yep.
Yeah.
You had to be bare minimum a tradie or a trade that they wanted.
Yep.
Just to get your points up.
Yep, not anymore, mate. The rest of those are made up of Pacific engagement visas. So we hand out thousands of visas a year to people that live in the Pacific Islands. And obviously there's New Zealanders. And that's okay. Don't have a problem with that. Student visas and working holiday visas make up the rest. So still, it's 480,000. Now, whether they intend to stay or not in Australia permanently is irrelevant because they still require housing, right?
Yeah.
They're not all living in hotels and motels or Airbnbs. And that is what impacts on housing availability and therefore the housing market in Australia. And anyone who tells you differently to that, I'm sorry, but in my mind, they are wrong.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those people that are coming here that are just travelling, a lot of those will be staying in youth hostels or like bed sits, which you got a bed and then you all share the kitchen and everyone share the toilets. What I lived in Sydney for a while.
Yep.
Pretty grotty, but like it done the job for what we needed. But I don't know if there's a lot of them around anymore.
How much do you reckon it is to hire a bedroom in a bed sit these days? Because I actually did some research on that. A week. Rent for a week.
Say, just for a bed. And shared
everything else.
Don't know, 250?
No, it's 175.
Yeah, all right.
Seemed to be about the going rate. So that's $800 a month.
Yep.
It's a lot of money, mate. If you're not earning.
If you're earning, then it's...
Yeah, I suppose it's cheaper than an Airbnb or something. Yep. So it doesn't matter which way they cut it, mate. The numbers are up. Now, there might be more people leaving and that might create a vacuum of empty housing. But if more and more come every year...
Yeah, there's going to be no buffer.
Yep.
There's just going to be too many people.
Yep.
And then they're all just going to flock to those high-risers because that's the only place they can go.
The 15-minute city is being taken... It's being directed by stealth in Australia.
Yeah, of course it is.
No doubt. The UK, at least they came out
We
and
have
said,
no houses, but you can go here. Just go that way to that little area. And then it's like...
25-storey towers in the suburbs.
You can go 15 minutes that way or that way. You can get a haircut. You can get your manicure. You can get your meat once a month.
I was going to say, you'll be lucky.
You can get your veggies, and it's all within 15 minutes. It's like...
Do you think we'll end up wearing ankle bracelets that zap us when we step outside our 15-minute zone?
I hope some people do.
Oh, really?
Because it'd be pretty funny. But not me.
Not you.
Not me.
No. Well, we still live in the country, so...
Well, we might just get herded into big vats and like we might be what they're eating. Who knows?
I have family members that if you told them they would have to go and live in a tower, they wouldn't do it, mate. There's no way they could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fair enough too.
Yeah. I'd rather live in a tent up the high country than live in
A tower in the city.
That stuff, that.
Yeah, exactly right.
They'd find me though, because I'd be burning all the wood I could just to stay warm.
All right, everyone, let us know what you think. The migration numbers, I don't care which way you cut it. It looks like they're going the wrong way to us. They're going up every year. And regardless of what Albo says, I think he's telling fibs.
Yep, agreed.
See you later, everyone.
See you guys.